Shalom. First and foremost, all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors unto the elders, apostles, bishops of the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect. So I just got a few articles, topics in the news I want to touch on real quick. So this first one, over 200 medical journals call on the WHO, which stands for the World Health Organization, to declare immediate emergency. We've got to act with thought, but also with haste. Now, I hope y'all caught that what they just said, right? So they said basically we need to act wisely. We need to move with the utmost cunning craftiness basically, but we need to move fast. This is why Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, they talking about speeding up Agenda 2030 because they see all of what's going on in the planet Earth, that people are waking up to the agenda, and that they're going to need to put things in place way before 2030 if they want to have a chance to establish this NWO. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's over 200 medical journals. So this is a lot of people calling on the WHO to implement pretty much more draconian measures. So getting into the article, it says here, thanks to modern technologies, from airplanes to social media, humans seem to be more interconnected than ever. While that has sparked positive developments, it has also brought new challenges. According to CBC News, Lauren Pelly, more than 200 medical journals recently asked the World Health Organization to declare a global health emergency, either at or before the next World Health Assembly in May 2024. So we can see just from this that these 200 medical journalists are calling on the WHO to declare a global health emergency, either at May 2024 or before that. Now, we already know that this agenda is in full effect and that the moves that they making is all strategic. Okay, why you think all these false flags are going on? Israel, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine, what's going to happen in the South China Sea with Taiwan, and other things are also brewing. You having a lot of seditions going on right now. People rising up, they protesting because once again, through the means of the internet, because right now many people don't trust what's being shown on mainstream media because it's a one-sided narrative. People know that now, so they're going to the internet to get the real news on what's going on. Okay, real journalism, real reporting. And just another sidebar, this is also why they're going to have to shut down the internet. You know what I'm saying? They've been talking about blackouts. They're going to blame it on the sun, and they're going to blame it on the EMP strike from Russia. But truth be told, this is going to be induced by the American government when this blackout does occur. This very well may be the dark winter that Joe Biden was talking about years ago. But they said we got to move with haste. Which that goes into what? Let's go to Revelation 12 and 12. All right, because we already know that the people that are in charge, they come in the authority of Satan. You know what I'm saying? Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So when over 200 medical journalists come out and they say what? What's the title of this article? We've got to act with thought, so we got to be wise, okay? We have to tread carefully, but also with haste. So we got to speed things up. Because why? Because they know that their time is short, and that their plans and their narrative has already been exposed, and many people are coming against them. You know what I'm saying? So they have a lot of domestic threats going on, and also foreign threats that are threatening these people's agenda. Okay, so yeah, so they seeing at or before May 24, when they're supposed to have this World Health Assembly, a global health emergency threat will be declared. And that's going to come with what? More draconian laws, okay? Because when you consider what happened the first time with the CV-19, the whole world was shut down, you know? Everything was shut down, certain, mandates were put in place with people having to put a cloth over their face so they couldn't get on the plane. They couldn't, keep their job. Then it came to the Capri Sun, which they told you, if you don't take this Capri Sun, then you're basically going to be shut off from society. Okay, so these same measures are going to come back, but they're going to be even more draconian. They're going to be even more strict, because once again, the devil knows he has but a short time. So what's happening? The medical journals petitioned the WHO with their request in an editorial published on October 25th via peer-reviewed medical journal, the BMJ, saying the combination of biodiversity loss, and changing global temperatures is creating a crisis. Now, notice how they're basically, calling for this global health emergency because of what they would call climate change or global warming. You know what I'm saying? This is why they're calling for these things and all these diseases that are happening, which, matter of fact, let me just go to Matthew 24, because the Lord said that all these things would come in the last days, and this is actually a sign of his coming. But knowing prophecy, the devil also has to counteract, because he's the adversary. And to be adverse means to come against, okay, to be opposed, all right? So what did the Lord say would happen in the last days that these devils are actually reacting to? Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pay attention, and pestilence. Okay, pestilence goes into disease, all right, sicknesses that are going to arise, and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, so wild weather, all right, strange calamities happening within the earth. This is what these people are talking about in this article. Okay, they're saying biodiversity loss, which is due to what? Pestilence, a changing climate, global temperatures is creating a crisis. You see? An emergency declaration helps us realize that we've got to act with thought, but also with haste. Dr. Gaurab Basu, the Director of Education and Policy at the Harvard T. Chan School of Public Health Center for Climate, Health, and the Global Environment. And who are these people to be implementing any kind of measures? You know what I'm saying? Like, who elected the World Health Organization to put laws over anybody? Well, see, what a lot of people are starting to realize is that the president of these certain Western nations, they're not really in control. Who's really in control are the globalist elite bankers, all right? The Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers. We know these names, okay? Those are the people that fund these governments, and through these, Western governments, the agenda of the elites is being imposed because these people have been bought and paid for, all right? Joe Biden, he may be in the White House, but he's not working for the interests of the American people. He's actually working against the interests of the American people, because all the laws and all these wars and sending money overseas, people's taxpayer dollars that should be going to education and roads and, having a better quality of life in America, that's being sent to fund the interests of the elites. And very soon to come, they're going to impose a military draft, okay? Because right now, the information is already out there. They're very low on recruits. And with all these wars popping off all over the place, America, of course, we know is playing world police. So they're going to need more bodies to throw out there on the front line. So a draft is going to come back. Do you see? But these leaders, all the things of what they're doing, it's dead set against the people. It's not for anyone's interest. It's actually really for your destruction. And this is again goes into the order out of chaos, the Hegelian dialectic, pressure from above and pressure from below. Create the problem, you bring the solution. Okay, put hell on people, then they will beg you for your solution, which is what? The NWO, which you're going to have no rights. You're going to lose all of your comforts in life. As Klaus Schwab said, you shall own nothing and you will be happy. Okay, this is the ultimate goal that these people are going for. And they're telling you plainly what they want to do. It's not a secret. It's not a sea theory. It's not something that's, far-fetched. No, man, they've actually came out and said, we want to decrease the population to 500, at or below 500 million. We want to take away people's rights. You will have a computer chip in your brain or in your right hand. Okay, these people have came out and openly said these things. So what the prophets are bringing out is not what we feel. It's not what we want it to be. Nah, man, it is what it is. You see, and those that have the spirit of truth and can accept the truth, well, you can see through the spirit that what's being set up upon the earth is a completely satanic and wicked system in which you're basically going to be made into a slave to the elites, and you're not going to have a say so. See, your vote, even though it already doesn't matter, it's going to matter even less. You know what I'm saying? It's not even going to be a factor when these people are through. Okay? Why is this important? Our planet's future is being written by our choices today. And no, the planet's future is already prescribed. Okay? The future of the planet Earth, which currently right now is ruled over by the wicked, it's already prophesied, it's already written that the wicked will cease to inhabit the earth. All right, that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So seeing that the devil know his time is short, he's going to have to come down with some very heavy-handed measures to, in an attempt, keep himself in power, to keep his hegemony. But see, what he don't realize is that him hastening to bring about his NWO, to bring about his satanic world system, that's only hastening his own destruction. Okay, as the editorial cited, the rise of global temperature due to human activities, and that's another thing. Okay, they're saying that temperatures around the globe are rising because of human activities. Okay, you're having too much sex. You're exercising too much. You're driving fossil fuel vehicles. Okay, even down to the animals. Cows. Taking a poop, that's messing up the environment. That's causing the temperature on the planet to increase because of all this methane and people eating all this food. Listen, man, this is what they've openly came out and said, and it's being echoed in this very article. See, the rise of global temperatures due to human activity is just one possible contributing factor to the disruption of social and economic system. Check this out. Millions of people have already been displaced by extreme weather events, which they claim is global warming, but really what it is the judgment of the Lord. Events linked to the overheating of the planet, including at home in the United States and abroad. According to the National Institutes of Health, approximately 1.2 billion people may need to leave their homes by 2050. You see that? And these are the same devils, once again, that pretty much want to knock off 7.5 billion people off the planet. Okay, that was on the Georgia Guidestones, which they've now destroyed because once again the truth is coming out. They've been exposed. You know what I'm saying? So they have to, like the devils that they are, hide the evidence of their true agenda, of their true desire. But they're saying, you see, and this is why the planet is in need of new rulership, because if these devils were left to their own devices to do what they want to do, then the earth would be made into a living hell. I mean, it already is, but how much more if, Eve was allowed to rule for another 20 to 30 years, man? The earth would be completely done, finished. So they saying by 2050, 1.2 billion people may need to leave their homes because of what they deem as climate change, right? Meanwhile, an increase in waterborne disease has been driven by pollution, which is also affecting the amount of quality food our oceans can provide. And these damn devils, man, they're the ones that's blowing up hydrogen bombs in the ocean, You know, they're the ones that's dumping plastic in the ocean, dumping all kind of waste and garbage from you know, sewage plants. And look, man, you see, there is one uh, you know, cancer of the earth. Like when you look at all the problems that's going on within the planet Earth, it all goes back to one people. All right, it really all goes back to E. And see, the devil, he's never gonna admit that he's wrong. See, he's never gonna hold himself accountable. See, he's always gonna point the finger and say, no, 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 it's not us. You know, it's not our wicked policies that are destroying the earth. It's you. See, you're having too much sex. You're eating too much. You're exercising too much. It's the animals. They're pooping too much. They're eating too much grain and feed. You see, they're using up too many resources. You know, they're using up too much water. They're gonna point the finger at you, man. You see? So indeed, E is the accuser of thy brethren. Okay, all this man is doing is setting up a hellish scenario on the planet Earth to justify himself, bringing about what he deems as a new order. You see? And it's all induced by the world banking elites, okay? Because they have all the money, all the influence, all the power to pretty much do what they want to do. Money is no object unto them. And as the Bible says, money is the root of all evil. Well, so like the love of money, should I say, is the root of all evil. All right? And we know that E's God is money, so he'll do anything to get it. Okay, even destroy billions of people in that process. The climate crisis and loss of biodiversity both damage human health, and they are interlinked. What's being done about this crisis? Okay, the HWO seems to be on board with taking wide-scale action. Okay, which Basu told CBC could help galvanize efforts for more scientists, governments, and policymakers worldwide. So this is a worldwide agenda. Okay, the WHO is plugged in with these governments worldwide, at least in the West. All right, the recognition of the crisis from multiple entities already bodes well. And see, people thought at one point that this climate change narrative, it was just something, oh yeah, well, we can get it done by this point. But nah, man, look, these devils are hastening the agenda. Okay, they're actually ramping things up. And they saying you know, that they need to declare a global health emergency by May of 2024 at the latest. You see, it can happen anytime in between then, but by then there needs to be something done about what's going on in the planet Earth, everything that we've just gone through. All right. So really, what is this? Okay, because they're being driven to their feet. Okay, and they're really afraid, man. You see, they're really afraid, and they're just gonna have to just come with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have that much of a time left. Okay, let me go to Job 18. Cause hey man, Esau is being found out. You know what I'm saying? This man is being made bare. All right, Job 18:10. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. So what is driving this man to his feet? What is driving him to hasten his agenda? Well, it's terrors, man. Okay, which includes what? Him being found out as the wicked of the earth. Okay, you know, all these judgments that are being brought on by the Lord. You know, earthquakes everywhere. The threat of nuclear war. You know, all these wars popping off all over the earth, which he's causing, by the way. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord is using him. Okay, the Lord is using E to bring hell on the earth, man. Okay, David in other Psalms referred to E as the sword of the Most High. Okay, this man is the wicked. So all the way he's doing, he's not going to stop. He's going to continue, and he actually going to go harder in what he's doing. Nah, man. You think E, you know what I'm saying? You think E is going to fall back and just stop what he's? Nah, man. He was created for this same exact purpose. All right. Well, let me get that real quick. Even the wicked, okay? Yeah, the Lord created E. For the day of evil. Bear with me one moment. Because, yeah, you see, Proverbs 16:4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. You see, so the Lord created the wicked for the day of evil, man. You see, because this final battle of Armageddon is really going to be who? It's going to be all the nations of the earth with Esau at the head of it against Yahushua, whom the world calls Christ, and the heavenly host. You see, so that day of evil, man, he was created to bring this thing upon the earth. Okay, but the point is, terrors are making this man afraid on every side, and this is why the WHO, they're talking about hastening, okay, by May 2024, bringing about, draconian measures, okay, because they're pretty much afraid of, the climate. Really, what they're afraid of is losing their hegemony, all right, because they know the elites of this world, they know what they have coming to them is nothing good, man, okay, because when the Lord returns, they go into slavery. You know what I'm saying? And they going to receive tenfold what they gave out. And that's the day that they're really afraid of. So, all this terror that the Lord is putting on them, the signs in the heavens, the earth exposing them and rising up against them, it's what? It's driving, it's driving him or them to their feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten and destruction shall be ready at his side. You see? So, the Lord about to put it on this devil, man. So, just watch out for this, okay? Because we already know and been known for the longest time that they about to come with some heavy-handed measures, man. But, now they're saying by May 2024. So we'll just see what happens in between then. But we definitely know that thing is going to turn up. So let me move on here, okay? Texas warned there could be rolling blackouts this winter, risking hundreds of deaths. And I touched on it a little bit, a little while ago, that they talking about blackouts happening nationwide. You see, and one of the reasons why they want this to happen is basically order out of chaos. But going into it more, they're being exposed by the internet. They can't regulate and censor the whole internet, so they're gonna have to do a hard reset. All right, they're gonna have to do a hard reset. All right, and then when the internet does come back on, who knows how long it's going to be down, but when it does come back on, everything is going to be brand new. You see all of the videos that was on YouTube and other platforms exposing these devils, all that's going to be erased. And if you want to use the internet, you're going to have what? A digital ID, okay, which your man, Bill Gates is pushing. You see, if you want to use the Internet of Things, you see, you're gonna have a digital ID so that they can know who you are, so that they can know exactly who's searching what, who wants to know what, and where to come and get you if you step out of line. See, this is exactly the system that these people are putting in place. But the first step is gonna be to shut down the grid, okay, and hard reset everything to where people are gonna be bugged out their mind. Because a lot of these people, they already can't live without the internet. People can't live without social media, so they're going to be bugged out. They're going to be looking for answers. And that's also when the famine of the word is going to come into effect, Amos 8 and 11. Okay, when all hell does break loose, people are going to be searching for the Lord. They're going to be calling on Jesus Christ. They're going to be calling on God. And, the Lord is not going to hear them, man, because they chose not to take heed to the true men of the Lord, the prophets, okay, they call on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, people are going to be asked out in that day. And it's already, a snare for these wicked Babylonians. Texas officials have warned the state that they may need to roll out blackouts to take. Hold on, Salaki. Let me read over. Texas officials have warned the state that they may need to roll out blackouts to take pressure off of the power grid over winter. So they telling you straight up. This is from Texas officials, right? They're saying that they may need to roll blackouts. So this is going to be deliberate. Which once again, they're going to say, oh, it's the sun, it's an EMP attack. But no, this is deliberate. This is being done by the American government on its own citizens. Okay, they're going to induce a blackout in the dead of winter. Now, didn't this happen last year, or might have been a winter in 2021, which the same thing happened in Texas where people lost their power and people was dying inside of their garages because it was so cold. And in Texas, they not used to cold snaps like that, so they just wasn't prepared for it. But they're saying that we may need to roll blackouts again to what? To take pressure off the power grid over winter. Now, since when? I mean, the grid has been working just fine all this time. Why all of a sudden now do you need to induce a blackout to allegedly take power off the grid? Well, we know why. The move could prove controversial given that 200 deletions were caused by a similar plan back in February. Okay, so I was right. You know what I'm saying? That was back in February 2021. Okay? The Electric Reliability Council of Texas adopted the measure in 2021 due to a surge in demand across Texas due to low temperatures. At one point, 4 million people were left in darkness for 70 hours. U.S. President Joe Biden even declared a state of emergency. So this happened before and deleted over 200 people, but yeah, you're going to do it again because you don't want to strain the power grid. So you see, the people that are in charge of America are truly devils, man. Okay, they don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They're just out to, once again, as I mentioned before, do the bidding of their handlers, of the world banking elites. This is what they're doing. This is what they pay to do. And the scriptures say that you shall know a tree by its fruit. Well, look at the fruit that these politicians and government leaders are bearing. They're not putting laws in place to actually benefit the American citizen. They're not putting laws in place to increase quality of life. But in fact, they're doing the exact opposite. Okay, let's go to this last one here. Okay, because protests done broke out in Dublin, Ireland. Over stabbings. You know what I'm saying, and people up in arms over there. But this is one of the things that you would see in the last days. Many uprisings, all over the earth, in places that you would least expect. Let's check it out.
34 people were arrested in a riot in the city's historic center overnight. Anti-immigrant protesters fought with police after a stabbing incident involving 3 young children. Ramy Inocencio reports on the violence apparently fueled by larger concerns about immigration.
Hundreds of police officers faced down a swarm of rioters in central Dublin. The mob of about 100 setting fire to buses and police vehicles and looting more than a dozen businesses. Ireland's police commissioner called the violence disgraceful and said far-right groups were responsible.
We have a complete lunatic hooligan faction driven by far-right ideology.
Sparking the chaos, several stabbings earlier in the day of 3 young children and a woman who tried to stop their attacker.
It was horrendous, and the children screaming and the women screaming.
The sole person of interest, a man in his 40s, an Irish national only for about half that time. The knifings unleashed rising anti-immigration anger. This year, Ireland marked record immigration, granting entry to more than 100,000 foreigners.
So they said this year Ireland granted record immigration. Now, again, going back to the agenda of these elites, order out of chaos. It's no coincidence that you're seeing in all these Western nations this influx of migrants. The same thing is happening in America, Canada, at the northern and the southern border. You have it happen in Europe. All right, because when the Ukraine thing popped off, a lot of refugees had to leave Ukraine. And where did they go? They went to NATO and European Union member states. Okay, and this is why, these people over here is protesting. You know what I'm saying? Because all these migrants coming in and they occupying hotels, they sending up the cost of living, and a lot of crime has increased because of that. So this is why these nations is going mad. This is why they're raging. Okay, because the measures that are being put in place by their elites are egregious, man. And it talks about that. Let me go to 2nd Ezra 15. Okay, because it tells you, or Slacking, let me see. It tells you that, yeah, 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Now, kings and princes represent what? Governors, senators, okay, presidents, kings, okay? Your local mayor, you know what I'm saying? All these people, okay, all these positions of power in governments represent the kings and the princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. This is why you've been seeing all of 2023 and even last year, what? Protests, okay, uprisings, seditions among men. This is what the scriptures speak about, man. Perilous times, as it says in 2 Timothy's, the 3rd chapter. So marvel not when these things come to pass, man, because this is all what the Lord said that you would see in the last day. These are the signs of the times. But yeah, man, the draconian and unrighteous decrees that these politicians all over the Western world are putting in place are shaking people up. You know what I'm saying? And this is being done to bring about a new order. Okay, collapse the current system and bring in the new. Okay, we go through it all the time. Let's continue.
The same anti-immigration wave delivered a surprise landslide win this week for anti-Islam politician Geert Wilders in the Netherlands.
People expect our agenda of hope, tougher asylum and immigration policy.
Wilders is known as the Dutch Donald Trump, as much for his populist policies as for his hair. He's called the Quran a fascist book and has been the target of death threats.
Yeah, man. So, all of what they got going on is really just BS. You know what I'm saying? And you know that them, kings and princes, they not working for the people, because clearly the people don't want this. Because in the Western world, this is supposed to be what, a democracy, right? In which pretty much what the citizen wants, that's what the government should be run by. But the people that are in power, they're pretty much ignoring the citizen. The citizens are telling them, no, we don't want more immigration. We don't want an influx of people coming into the country, driving up prices, taking away jobs and this, that, the third. But yet, their politicians are still pushing this thing, man. Okay, just the same as you have here in America, right? Billions of taxpayer dollars are being sent overseas to fight in these wars, and people are protesting against it. But do they stop? No, they continue to send this money over there. So again, you shall know a tree by its fruit, and the fruit that these politicians are bearing is wicked fruit, man. Okay, wicked fruit. 2nd Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, you're seeing many earthquakes right now. There's even a threat of a volcanic eruption in many places, Iceland, in the Philippines, Papua New Guinea, all over the place, man. All over the earth, you're seeing hundreds of earthquakes go off within a matter of hours. Okay? And what? Uproars of the people in the world. Then shalt thou well understand. So, hey, when these things come to pass, you're going to well understand. Okay? You're not going to need nobody to tell you the world is ending. Okay? This is judgment. You're not going to need nobody to tell you. No, you're going to well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee. What? Even from the beginning. So all that is written in the testimony of the law and the prophets is faithful and true, because you're seeing these things take place today. All right? And the men of the Lord have been set up to proclaim these things, to usher in the end of this wicked world, and to usher in a new righteous kingdom that will dwell in everlasting righteousness upon the earth. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson here. Hopefully it was edifying through the Rakah Kadash. In closing, call halal, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash. And until next time, Lord willing, Shalom unto the elect.